Hey guys, it's Papa Nasty here, and today I'm going to make a video showing you how you can utilize my new CNC Troop Stats spreadsheet. Well, I say it's new. It's not necessarily new, but the features that I've just recently put into it are new. So let's take a look at my spreadsheet here. You can see my whole desktop actually. So this is on Google Sheets. Now first thing you need to do is on your computer, you need to go up here to File and then go down to Make a Copy or Save as Google Sheets, and you can either save that on your own Google Sheets on your own Google Drive, or alternatively you can save a copy onto your sort of desktop or similar. You can also save it, like if you save it on Google Sheets, you can use it from your phone as well, which is kind of handy. Anyway, so that's the first thing you've got to do, so that because you can't make changes to my spreadsheet on my Google's documents, that would cause problems. But then what you can do here is this is a spreadsheet. Now this first page here, you can go through and it starts off with the combat bonuses over here are completely empty. So when these are completely empty, you can see the base stats of the units. Now, if you were to go and highlight all of these, so you highlight the whole lot, go up to data, and then go to sort range. Data has header row, click on that, and then you can choose what you want to sort these units by. So you could sort them via durability, which is quite a good one. So this will sort them so you can see which one would potentially be the best tank. Or alternatively, you could sort them by damage output, and then you can see which one will do the most damage. Now the great thing here is that you can go and put in all of your combat bonuses into the spreadsheet on the right hand side here. So you can go through and you can put all your Nurgle buffs, your melee attack, melee damage, whatever. And then if you go through and do the sorting after you've put those bonuses in, it'll sort them based specifically on your stats. Obviously, of course, it's best if you do that with your while you're in a combat spec. But you can do it when you're not in a combat spec if you want to. It's not as useful, but yeah. It takes a little bit of data entry and things to put these in, but if you get your own spreadsheet on your desktop and you sort of maintain it, and so you update it, you add in, you get finish off a new ritual that adds plus 5% to melee damage to infantry and monstrous infantry, then you update it on your spreadsheet and Bob's your uncle. Yeah. So the other thing here is that you also have your morale. Morale is also in here, so that can help you for if you want to see which of your troops would be tanking. So if you wanted to do that, which ones would tank first? So now I've got instructions on the spreadsheet on how to do this. You don't have to rewatch this video a million times. But now the first thing that it dictates is tier, right? So we go sort by tier. A to Z, so that's smallest to biggest. Then we add in another factor, which is melee or ranged, right? Melee comes before range, so we put A to Z again. And then we go by morale, which is the third one. And so, as you can see here, this then sorts all of these units based on their tier, melee or ranged, and so that way you can see which units would potentially be tanking first in your army, and all of these stats will sort of modify and things depending on your morale bonuses. Particularly now with all of the bonuses to the demons morale and things, there's a lot of variance here, and so this is particularly useful. Now I have actually added in the tier 5 demons. the new tier 5 demon princes and things. So this is all up to date at present. Now, the other thing that I have actually recently added into the spreadsheet, and this is what makes it particularly useful, is I've added in, if you see down the bottom here, I've got an attacker and defender sort of sheets. Now, I don't really need two, but I put in two because I'm going to eventually try and turn this into a sort of rough combat calculator. But you can already do this sort of yourself. So in the attacker, go put in how many of each units you're going to be using to attack, or how many you think they might have. So go put them in. So you might have 100,000 Forsaken of Khorne, right? That are attacking, and you then put in all of your combat bonuses and things as well. Now, this will then add up your base, your damage output, and your total durability, and then it separates it into whether your damage is coming from tier 3, tier 4, or tier 5, and will calculate how much damage they could potentially do against tier 3, tier 4, or tier 5, factoring in the multipliers. I've also included here the combat bonus. So if you were, for example, in a warband, you might have, the maximum you could potentially have is 85% combat bonus in a warband, and so you can potentially see what effect that would have. Like, so you're turning, if you're attacking solo without your champion, you'd be doing 21 million damage with that. With your Forsaken, but then add an 85% combat bonus in a warband, and suddenly instead of 21 million, you're doing 71 million damage. Obviously, of course, you've got other buffs as well that also increase these stats. Sabotage here, this is for when you are attacking somebody's keep. If the defender has max level on their sabotage, that's 25% as a negative debuff to the attacker. That decreases their attack. So you can add that in, and then that will automatically update the damage output. So you see there, we've gone from 21 million down to 15,750,000 if the defender had sabotage. We can go into the defender, and we can also add in sort of what the defender might have. So let's say they've got 50,000 Bile Trolls and let's say 80,000 Chaos Warriors, right? And then let's say they've got some Fortress Combat bonus. Let's say they've got 17.5%, which is the Epic Gloves from Keep 25. I think it's 17.5. Anyway, so then you can then look and see what the base damage output would be for these units, and as well as what their durability is. And while this doesn't calculate your damage for you, or it doesn't calculate how the battle would necessarily proceed. You can get a fair idea on how the battle would proceed based on, you can work it out. As you can see, just as I'm doing this video here, I'm just tidying up a couple of things that I'm noticing with the spreadsheet, because I've only just finished doing some changes to it. Just some visual things that I'm fixing. So, anyway, I hope that this helps. And if you have any questions or anything, please ask. I will put a copy of the link to this in my in the video notes. Although there's also a link to it in the in my guide section. I think it's section 9, and on our own FTP Discord, I've put notes to it as well. I will eventually perhaps publish this on the main forums, but for now it's just for FTP and friends. So so enjoy, enjoy, And any questions, please ask. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Cheers.